चलो भाई,
Recently, the IMF,
ऑफिस डे
International
111
Monetary Fund, brought out a very important report. This report focused on the environmental cost of implementing AI infrastructure. Because for building AI algorithms,
Driver door open, please check.
you need a robust infrastructure on the back end. You need advanced GPUs, graphic processing units. You need massive data centers because all these AI algorithms are trained with data. It requires massive processing and computing capabilities. So to set up that infrastructure, you need tremendous amounts of electricity. In order to power these advanced processors and to create that computing facility which is needed, you need significant amounts of electricity. In fact, believe it or not, recently there was a very interesting report regarding OpenAI's ChatGPT. It has been reported that the company OpenAI is incurring billions of dollars in expenses just because the users, that is all of us, we tend to be very polite and we often use phrases such as please or thank you when we are giving a prompt to the generative AI tools. We often say, please can you generate this image? And once it generates the image, we say thank you. So these simple phrases which users are using on a massive scale, it has led OpenAI to incur significant cost because the computing cost goes up. Computing capabilities needed goes up. And this alone is leading OpenAI to incur billions of dollars in additional cost. So I'm just quoting this example so that you can understand the scale at which AI is going to be expensive. It's not just the hardware which is needed, but the electricity which is needed would also put a significant cost on the AI companies and on governments which are trying to push AI innovation. So these companies today are facing a big challenge with regard to how they will source the power. Where will they get that electricity from? So many companies are currently sourcing from the grids which are set up by governments and private electricity companies. But other than that, several AI companies and technology companies are looking at their own power solutions. In the United States, where most of the AI companies and the big tech giants are present, some of the big companies like Meta, Google, even Apple and Microsoft, they are looking at their own power sources as well. They're looking to set up their own solar farms. They're looking to set up their own nuclear reactors in the future if necessary. That is the scale at which these companies are thinking, because that would be the requirement of electricity in the coming days, in the coming years. So this IMF report, which evaluated the environmental consequences of AI, has a very positive outlook. The report states that the economic gain from AI will basically be much higher than the environmental consequences. So this is quite reassuring that despite the significant environmental cost, the economic gains, the social and economic gains that we are going to reap from AI technologies would be far significant compared to the environmental costs. But this does not mean that AI will not leave behind an environmental footprint. Because setting up such massive facilities and infrastructure will put a strain on our environment. Let me explain how. Now, for example, for the GPUs which are being manufactured by companies like NVIDIA, you need massive amounts of certain key minerals, including critical minerals. So this will increase the scale of mining around the world, and in the entire supply chain of these minerals and the electronics industry,